Hello, hello. It's Kelly Snow. Hi. Hey, welcome in. I know it's nice to see you, and I know I haven't done very many videos on my channel yet, so I wanted to get started just introducing myself and saying hello to everybody out there. And I'm so glad that you came to see me today. And so I just wanted to let you just get to know me a little bit. I don't really want to throw a bunch of labels out there because those are one of the things that, needs to be taken off. But just so that you have some background information on me, I'll start with, well, I guess I could start with my childhood. I had a really crazy childhood. My parents were hippies. We traveled all around. I didn't have water, electricity, or anything till I was 16. And so I've lived in the woods, my whole life. And then I got married and had a few kids, and then ended up getting divorced, and that led me to, you know, some knowings about myself and the world, and you know, what women believe about themselves and what they think, and all of that whole scenario. And so after my divorce, I decided I wanted to go to school, and I just wanted to learn the basics of psychology, college, the basics of sociology, and I took ethics courses and just on and on and on for 3 years of college. So I have a small degree in that. And then I did some work, after that in the community, and my internships and different things. I've done, I worked at a women's facility, and up Pear Lake, it was called women's facility. And it was an inpatient care program that women would go to, and I ran the meetings, and did their intake for them, and get them all set up in the facility and stuff, and sat in on a lot of the counseling meetings. I was getting trained and stuff like that, so I did that. And then I worked at a 12-step house program for men to reintegrate into society after they get out of prison. They come to this 12-step house and learn to reintegrate and learn, all kinds of stuff, as you can imagine. And then I worked at another facility. It was a detox facility. So people that came in there were court ordered, something happened, a probation violation or whatever happens. And so I was there. I ran the AA meetings and this and that. So in that whole time, I realized, okay, this is good. I'm getting a good education. I'm learning about people and things. And it came to my realization that you can't really help people. The power is in their hands. And all we can do is point. And it's up to them to decide how their life is going to go. And it took me years to learn that because I want to help, and I spend all my energy and effort. And then when I can't help them, then it's a reflection on me that I'm bad and all these things. You have to learn all these things about yourself. Okay, so I decided, okay, so this is like a burnout job for me, and I'm just more creative, and I don't know, I just couldn't do it. So I left that, and I decided to get as well-rounded education as I could. So I decided, okay, now that I've got the basics of the, psychology and stuff, I'll go to the spiritual side and the inner journey and all of those kinds of things. So I decided to start doing ceremonies and weddings and marrying people and doing the counseling. I got my certification for a minister and doing the ceremonies and all that stuff. So I did weddings for years. It was fun. I, did the counseling and all the stuff and everything like that. Okay, so that was great. And then, so I really then at that point was self-reflecting a lot just because of, I don't know, just where you're led in your life. And I was really on this inner journey to find myself after the divorce and find my own value, find my own self-worth, find my confidence, find who I actually am without everyone else's opinions and judgments and the whole societal concept. My parents were hippies, so I had this big influence about, nonconformists and all this stuff. And so I really was considering it, deeply to see, if it was a crock or, what the deal is. Like, I'm a truth seeker, and that's what I set out to do. And so eventually, through the time of, I'll say, corrupt thinking on my part, and taking in other people's opinions about me as truth, and just relying on outside sources for, who I was. And I had beaten myself down so badly, I didn't even realize. Now I know, but I didn't realize. And a person doesn't realize unless your awareness, is there. And so, I had a host of ailments, diseases. I'm still overweight, the diabetes and just all the stuff that comes along with the loop of expectation and disappointment and the self-worth and the value and all the loops there. So it's taken me some years to learn how to navigate through emotions, what they mean, who I am, what the deal is, and this beautiful uncovering of my true self. And so eventually I was led to work with mystics and shamans. I worked with shaman for several years, very deeply, worked with a few different shamans. And then I fell onto, I met through some friends, a Reiki master. And she was so incredible that I instantly knew that this was it. Okay, this was it. And so I've been studying with her for years now. Well, I can't remember how long, but I'm up to the master level, so I'm a Reiki master, which means I haven't mastered anything. It just means that I've given my life over to it, and that, I'm a student of the energy for the rest of my life. And, my commitment is there, and the vows I've made to the universe, to God, basically, that I am an open conduit for universal love. Okay. So I'm clairvoyant, which more and more are being revealed to me now. You could call, we're actually not quite sure, and there's so many names for everything, so I have all the clairs. I can, there's a little bit of psychic, there's a little bit of premonitions, sometimes I get visions and knowings, I feel and see, I'm a physical empath. There's just so many names. So so that's the background, and plus my own life experience and everything. And so, and then I do, I'm a circle leader for Wild Woman Sisterhood with Chris Maddox. So I host women's gatherings here in my house, and I have a Facebook group for that, and we meet, and do different, inner exploration things, just like just like we're doing now. And, you know, the list goes on. I do all kinds of fun stuff, you know. So anyways, so I do the Reiki sessions. I can do them over the Facebook Messenger. That's the easiest way. I've realized now since COVID, doing things over the Facebook Messenger actually is helpful rather than doing things in person sometimes, because you know, people have to really concentrate and they're going to get out of it what they're going to, you know what they put in. So I don't know, I've been really enjoying that lately. So anyways, so I do tarot card readings. It's quite an in-depth reading, and I really don't need to use the tarot cards, but some people are more comfortable with that doorway. So whatever doorway it is you choose, you know, to use these divination tools, you can, you know, pick whichever one you want. But I do in-depth tarot card readings, and so you can message me for one of those for an appointment if you'd like one of those. And there's this couple different kinds, so you can just message me. And but most of them are self-help kind of tarot card readings, and I can do a chakra cleanse for you that way too. And we go through, you know, all the issues. And so anyways, I just wanted to give you a little background and just introduce myself and say hello, and then tell you kind of what the channel is going to be about and what I'm doing. And so you can kind of know what to look forward to. And so I really want to take, you know, all of our life experience and, you know, all of the education and all of the things, and really search to find my true authentic soul and live with as deep personal freedom as I can get, which means, you know, dropping every societal norm or expectation that's put on me by anyone and creating my own standard. And so I just hope that you come along and that we can discover some things together and get to know each other a little better, and then just raise our awareness of ourselves and who we are. And then in turn, that will shed some light on who other people is and who they are deep inside. And eventually, one by one, we can spread, you know, the light, you know, and the knowledge and the knowing of who we actually are, rather than, you know, all these expectations and societal norms that we're subject to. So let's take our power back and help this paradigm shift that's happening and take control of our energy and our lives for ourselves instead of being victim of circumstance and the world we live in. Okay? So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.